Hello again. Welcome to the visit that will help you write your first essay. As we begin our discussion, you will need to have your course booklet open to the section on the short story essay assignment. You will also need a pen or pencil and paper to make notes. Your first writing assignment in this course has two required parts. First, you submit an outline for your short story essay, and then 2 weeks later you submit the essay itself. The outline phase is designed so that your writing consultant can assist you in planning an essay that will follow the required guidelines and earn an acceptable grade. Although the outline does not earn a grade itself, if you do not submit a preliminary outline, you will lose 10 points on the essay. Once you've submitted your outline, your writing consultant will critique it, giving you suggestions on any changes to be made, and mail it back to you before the end of the week. You will then have a week to develop, revise, and finalize your essay prior to the due date. During the week prior to the due date, you can also obtain additional assignment assistance from your writing consultant by participating in a writing conference that involves a critique of a body paragraph of your rough draft. Refer to your course booklet for writing conference procedures, including dates, method, and extra credit information. In this course, you will be writing what is known as literary analysis. This is a process by which you examine a text and come to some independent conclusions about the abstract ideas portrayed by the author. Every author has what might be considered a message that he sends to his reader through the story. Your job is to understand and be able to explain the message. Literary analysis involves proving your independent conclusion about the character or theme through the use of specific examples from the story. For example, in John Updike's A&P, you might conclude that Sammy is intolerant of anyone older than himself. The author does not tell you this in words, but your job is to prove that point to the reader of your essay. You do that by providing 3 to 5 examples that demonstrate Sammy's intolerance, such as the fact that he refers to the customers as house slaves. When developing literary analysis, you must keep in mind that literary analysis does not involve summarizing the story or the events that occur. You must be very careful not to retell the story or arrange your quotes or analysis in a chronological order of events that follow the storyline. The short story essay assignment involves writing an outline first for a 5-paragraph essay of analysis that will be at least 600 words in length. Each body paragraph must have 3 to 5 quotes from the story, and each quote must be identified by parenthetical citations. The essay will also have a bibliographic entry at the end. Prior to the beginning of your assignment, you should thoroughly read the section called Assignment Requirements that appears in your course booklet and review Professor Visit Number 2 over rules. The next step in the process will be to choose the story you will analyze. Everyone will write a character analysis, and you may choose any of the assigned stories with the exception of A&P. Since we use this story so often in the examples, there is little left for you to analyze yourself. When analyzing character for this assignment, follow the tips given in Professor Visit Number 3 in asking yourself questions about the character traits, motivations, changes, and relationship to the theme. Take plenty of notes, and as you begin to organize your ideas and come up with a writing plan, you will choose your strongest conclusions on which to focus. For example, you might decide to discuss how Phoenix Jackson from A Worn Path is determined, resourceful, and devoted, with all of those traits relating to the theme of overcoming obstacles. After choosing your story, analyzing it, and making notes, you're ready to begin writing your plan, your outline. Please follow exactly the format provided for you in the sample outline shown in the enclosed box in your course booklet. A logical writing plan approved by your writing consultant is absolutely essential to your success on this assignment. Even if you've never written an outline for an essay before, you will need to write this one. I think you will find that a logical outline will make composing the essay so much easier. Before you can write the title of your outline, you need to determine the theme of the story. As we've discussed before in Visit Number 3, the theme of the story is a main underlining idea. This is the main point or message the author is trying to make with his story. A theme never mentions events or characters from the story. A typical theme might be the theme of rebellion, as in Updike's A&P, or the theme of overcoming obstacles in Welty's A Worn Path. We have grouped all of the assigned stories under the heading of general themes, but you can state your theme more specifically. For example, we place Eudora Welty in the general theme group of coping with aging. However, we can discuss the story more specifically by refining the theme on that story to overcoming obstacles, which is an aspect of aging. Another story in the aging group, A Clean, Well-Lighted Place, might be refined to a theme of surviving with dignity. Themes may be expressed in different terms than those I have mentioned, but remember, you will need to tie your analysis clearly to the theme you express. Once you've settled on a specific theme, you are ready to write the title of your essay and outline. Your essay title will include the following information: the theme, the author's name, and the title of the story. Examples of essay titles might be Rebellion in John Updike's A&P, Overcoming Obstacles in Eudora Welty's Worn Path, Parental Regret in Tilly Olson's I Stand Here Ironing. Remember to place the title of the story in quotation marks, but do not place your entire title for your essay in quotation marks or underline it. As you continue to follow the model outline provided in your course booklet, you will see that your first sentence after the title will be a theme statement. The theme statement will be the first sentence of the outline and later will become the first sentence of your introductory paragraph. This sentence should include the same information from your title, but in the form of an analytic sentence. You will include the author's name, the story title, and the theme again. For example, in A&P, John Updike explores a theme of rebellion against the establishment. Or perhaps Eudora Welty depicts a theme of overcoming obstacles in her story, A Worn Path. Or even parental regret becomes the theme of Tilly Olson's I Stand Here Ironing. After the theme statement on the outline, you will now write the thesis of your essay. This is your commitment to the reader, declaring what you will discuss in the essay. Although this is the main inference of your discussion, remember never to make reference to yourself with statements like I think or I believe. Your thesis sentence will be the second sentence in the outline and later become the last sentence in the introductory paragraph. The thesis will include the author's last name only, the theme of the story, the main character's name, and the 3 character traits. A sample thesis sentence might be, Updike develops his theme of rebellion through the character of Sammy, whose intolerance, immaturity, and impulsive nature create problems for him in life. Another might be, Welty demonstrates a theme of overcoming obstacles through Phoenix Jackson, who's determined to complete her task, resourceful in resolving her problems, and completely devoted to the welfare of her grandson. Now, your next outline task will be to create 3 topic sentences for the outline that will later become the beginning sentences for each of your 3 body paragraphs in the essay. A topic sentence is the main sentence or idea of a body paragraph and relates directly back to the thesis statement. A topic sentence includes a transition, the author's last name, the character's name, and one of the character traits listed in the thesis. An effective topic sentence might be, to begin, Updike demonstrates Sammy's intolerance for anyone older than himself through his attitude toward customers and his employer. Or perhaps, first of all, Welty depicts Phoenix Jackson as determined to overcome the obstacles that she encounters while trying to obtain medicine for her grandson. Now, write the 2 remaining topic sentences. Be sure you discuss the 3 traits from the thesis in the same order that you have listed them in the thesis. Once you've completed your outline and you're sure it conforms to the instructions, submit a typed copy to your writing consultant following the instructions inside the front cover of your course booklet regarding submitting an assignment. Be sure to turn in the outline by the due date so that you will receive a timely response. Do not begin writing your essay until you have an approved copy of your outline back from your writing consultant. If your outline indicates you will follow the storyline too closely or you do not have a logically developed thesis and topic sentences, Your writing consultant will make suggestions for changing the outline so that you have the opportunity to make a better grade on the essay. After you receive your approved outline in the mail, you're ready to begin actually writing the 5-paragraph essay. The introductory paragraph tells your reader what you will discuss in the body of the essay. It prepares him for your analysis. The introduction should begin with the theme statement from your approved outline. The theme statement should be followed by 2 to 3 sentences that introduce the main character and premise of the story. These sentences should lead logically to the 3-part thesis, which then becomes the last sentence of the introductory paragraph. The introduction is usually 75 to 100 words in length. Now you are ready to write your body paragraphs. It is here that you will prove what you have said in the thesis and the topic sentences. Although the body paragraph begins with a topic sentence, inference, or opinion, the remainder of the paragraph is made up of details, facts, examples, and analytic connections to the topic sentence. A body paragraph begins with one of the approved topic sentences. This is followed by 3 to 5 literary examples that develop and prove the point of the topic sentence. This paragraph should end with a summary concluding remark that ties clearly back to the topic sentence and does not contain a quote. This paragraph should be 130 to 150 words in length. It should contain 3 to 5 brief quotes from the story that are identified with parenthetical citations. Now, before we go further, I want to be sure that you understand how to construct a literary example. Remember that you need 3 to 5 examples in each body paragraph and that the length of a literary example is usually 2 to 4 sentences. Each example must begin with a transitional element. You can find lists of various transitions in your grammar handbook. A really good way to use transitions involves tying back to the character trait. For example, you might begin your example by saying that Sammy's intolerance is exhibited when. For the next example, you could say another example of Sammy's intolerance occurs when. And finally, the next example could be intolerance is also evident when Sammy. Transitions like this will help you avoid retelling the story. Next, you need the specific example itself, such as Sammy's thoughts about the first woman he describes at his cash register. Now you need a brief quote from the story to illustrate the example, such as Sammy's reference to her being burned in Salem. Remember that quotes should be brief phrases that are introduced and incorporated into your own sentence. An analytic statement that explains how this example proves the point of your topic sentence should follow that. Then move to your next example by use of a transition. Remember that you need 3 to 5 well-developed literary examples in each body paragraph. After completing all body paragraphs, you're ready to write your conclusion. The concluding paragraph should summarize the 3 main body points, demonstrating how they relate to one another. It should come to some relevant conclusion regarding the theme and character. It should be 75 to 100 words in length, and it should not contain any quotes from the story. Follow the conclusion examples given in your course booklet. Now I want to give you a few instructions regarding the parenthetical citations and the bibliographic entry in your essay. Although these rules are covered in visit number 2, I want to remind you of them here. You will remember that you have 3 to 5 brief quotes incorporated into your own sentences in each body paragraph. These quotes must be identified by parenthetical citations that appear at the end of the sentence containing the quote. Your grammar handbook has a full discussion on the use of parenthetical citations, but I want to give you some simple guidelines here. A parenthetical citation identifies the location of your quoted material in the textbook. It appears at the end of the sentence in which the quote appears. It appears after the closing quotation mark, but before the sentence period. It opens with a parenthesis, followed by the author's last name, a space, the page number, a closing parenthesis mark, and a period. When quoting from only one author, use his last name in the first citation of each paragraph, but thereafter use only the page number. Do not use a little p to indicate page, however. For example, Even when the county attorney tries to make amends with a compliment Martha did not unbend. Open parenthesis, glaspel, space, page number, close parenthesis, sentence, period. At the end of the essay, you will also need to include a bibliographic entry to give full information about the story and text from which you have quoted. This gives credibility to your discussion in a scholarly manner. A bibliographic entry is a method of providing text information for the reader. It appears following the essay. It follows the MLA standard of bibliographic entries found in the Bedford Handbook. The first line of a bibliographic entry begins at the margin, and second and subsequent lines are indented 5 spaces. For example, you will use the author's last name, a comma, the author's first name, a period, then the title of the short story followed by a period and enclosed in quotation marks, the title of the textbook underlined in the period, the edition of the text, the editor's names, period, the place of publication, a colon, the name of publisher, comma, the date of publication, and then a period, and finally, inclusive page numbers of the story followed by a period. Refer to the examples in your course booklet in the Bedford Handbook and use the checklist at the end of the assignment to be sure you have not forgotten something. Remember also that you may submit one of your body paragraphs to your writing consultant for his critique in a writing conference. His comments will help you to revise the remainder of your essay and also result in extra credit points. Once you've written your essay, revise carefully, referring frequently to the instructions given in your course booklet in the Grammar Handbook. After revising, proofread carefully, then refer to the instructions inside the front cover of your course booklet regarding submission of an assignment. Instructions on submitting assignments are covered in Visit Number 2 on Rules. Okay, now you have done it. Your first major assignment for the course is complete. Once you've completed reading all the short stories, submitted your short story essay, and taken the midterm exam over short stories, you will be ready to tackle poetry. I bet you will be surprised at how much fun and how easy the poetry section of the course will be. See you there. Goodbye for now.